Hi everyone, my name is Richie. I'm active on Twitter under @tulipr. I am a 35-year-old detransitioner, which basically means what does that even mean anymore? Let's have a conversation about that. Because the idea is that transition means you can go from male to female, and detransition means you can go from male to female back to male. Quite impressive feat, actually, when you think about it. How about this? How about there was never any two to begin with? There was just the male, never left. I estrogenized my body. Um, I I changed my voice after like years of practice and vocal cords, which is why it kind of has that that weird strain to it almost. But I didn't have voice surgery or anything. But I did have what you would call a penile inversion or scrotal graft, which is as horrifying as it sounds, where they literally invert your penis and remove your testicles. Lovely. Um, that happened. I started medical transition when I was 26. I had surgery 2 days before my 31st birthday. I'm an adult. I accept. Even though I act like a fucking child sometimes, I know I'm an adult. Um, and everyone tells me or demands that I should take responsibility, which translates to you take all the responsibility, like you signed the papers and all that shit. But I wish it was that easy. I wish it was that simple, but it wasn't. I was upfront about everything. I told them everything. I wasn't well, and it just went on and on and on. And I just got cheerleaded into it, and it was so hard to resist. It was such a good offer for someone who hated themselves, you know? But I'm here now, living life as a neutered male. Uh, I'll be 36 fairly soon. Um, Most people see us as a younger guy, whatever, which is fine, I guess. Um, but I do feel a little bit lost. It's hard to just go back to everything with that constant reminder. It's inescapable, should we say, irreversible. People who suggest, oh, just go for a phalloplasty or some horror like that, they don't know what they're talking about. Why would somebody who felt like this was the worst thing ever go through something else like that? It's ludicrous. I don't want to touch another fucking scalpel. Don't want to go near them. Um, unless it's to help improve what exists. But uh, the existence surgeries are quite brutal. They're called phalloplasties. They do it in stages. It's got low success rate, let alone for somebody who's done what I've done. And again, I've got no intention of doing that. I'm not gonna. I think my body's been through enough. Um, so I'm just trying to navigate life back as I was before. Um, and it feels good this time. I wish transition kind of felt like this, but it didn't really. There were times when I was genuinely happy, and in transition, there was times where I had good times, definitely did, but not always. There was a lot of really troubling things that happened during transition that led me to question a lot of it. Surgery is what brought us back. You can't, if you want something to shatter your delusion, then there's nothing like that. You know, the moment I woke up, even before I knew it went catastrophically bad. I was like, fuck, this is a mistake. That moment when like the kind of like just shove the surgical light over the bed and put this handheld mirror in front of you and make you look at it. I was talking to somebody the other day about that. It's really fucked up. Um, and there's a lot of details in my story that are just kind of horrid. And if it was just me and my own naivety, then cool. But it's not, and that's what really annoys us. People telling us that we're like this tiny percentage and they can't say what they're saying. It's like, you shouldn't listen to such a tiny minority of people. And I'm like, but isn't trans a tiny minority of people? No, that's different somehow. And when you do want to speak out, you go into these trans spaces and you tell them you've got a little bit of regrets and you get forewarned about your story being used in media. You get told that you should address it with a surgeon, but you shouldn't. I basically kind of got managed, and it made it very hard to speak out, especially after surgery as well. Um, but anyway, what is the point in this channel is going to be a ramble. It's just going to be a rambling channel. I'm going to ramble, 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 and I want to document my what I'm coining my recovery. I don't believe in detransition. I don't believe in transition. There's just recovery from a really bad idea that led to destruction on a scale that, like, it's just an unimaginable thing. Like the things they don't tell you, like just the impact on your health, the severity of the cardiovascular risk, which is like one of the main causes of deaths in the follow-up studies was the cardiovascular diseases, which you can say can be of life and environment, and trans might lead to a more reckless life because of poor self-esteem, acceptance, whatever they want to say. Um, but it just seems to me that a lot of the risks are just being ignored because the certainty is you will find yourself and be so happy and it'll be great. And I don't want to hear this bullshit that it wasn't because of acceptance either. I kind of just want to say these people fuck off. Not everyone accepted me and my family, but a lot of people did and blended in well enough in me everyday life. Um, Happy career, good friends. There was no reason there was no reason for me to really detransition until that surgery really. And maybe I might have anyway, but the surgery really made us wake up. And when I say wake up, it's because for me and for a lot of people in this, there's sort of like a character creation thing going on where people talk about their trans self in the third person almost, like as if they're introducing themselves to this person that's apparently their true selves, and it just seems really dissociated and detached. There's a lot of fantastical thinking in it. Like on one side, you've got a very, very reductive view of what people think women are, especially from the older ones who are like, the typical high heels and the shitty cocktail dress. And then the younger ones who are carried away with anime and all that sort of thing. But, um, you know, I'm generally conflicted on a lot of the politics around this, but all I really do know for certain is the medical negligence needs to stop. Like, if people want this, and I think it's mad when you really understand it and you see the outcomes and you understand the risks and what life is like the at least people deserve like a good quality, good aftercare, good before care, like proper information, not you some of the things out there are so awful, and you wonder why like people kill themselves and stuff, and they always blame it transphobia too, which is bullshit. So that's the rant over for today. I think we did quite well for a first one. I promise I'll get a better camera. I promise. I promise I'll just not use my phone. But it's good on the fly. Might do a car video one time because the sound in there is really cool. But this is mainly going to be about recovery and the court case. If that goes ahead, we will see, because we're at a very critical juncture. My next update will either be me jumping for joy or trying to hold back my disappointment. So we will see. Until then, see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.